Hi everybody, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface with Emergency Az number 4. Now Emergency Az are kind of like raw videos where I just give off the top of my head, really, thoughts and opinions about either breaking news or stuff which has kind of really just happened. Unlike my Az Chats videos, which tend to be longer and more thought out. Surprisingly enough. And today's topic of conversation is that cutscene. I'm going to be discussing that cutscene. And that cutscene is the final cutscene which happens after you've defeated Archimond, whichever way you want to pronounce it, at the end, the final boss of Hellfire Citadel. Come on, that's not a spoiler anymore. You've got a dungeon journal that shows you, alright? But this video is going to have all those spoilers about what happened. So if you don't want to know anything about the final cutscene of the Hellfire Citadel Raid, just give the video a thumb up now and then back your fanny out. Just leave, no harm, no foul. You don't hear anything you don't want to hear, and then you don't get upset if you do. Okay? But if you want to stay, you're going to get spoiled all over your face. Okay? You're going to get spoiled all over your face because I need to discuss this cutscene. Now there's an English version out. I refuse to comment on it while there was just a Chinese and transcripts out, because transcripts can be kind of perverted. You know, they don't necessarily make a direct link. But now that the English version is out and I've seen the English version, I am ready to speak about it. All right? So, spoilers coming. You have been warned. I'll give you a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everybody dies! No, I'm only joking. It's not Game of Thrones. Right. Now then, I'm going to quickly speak about the community reaction to the people that have seen this cutscene before I go into my kind of thoughts and feelings. And I will just very briefly kind of touch on this. Don't want to spend too much time. But the community feel, from what I can gather, is very meh about the cutscene. And it's not just this one. People were very meh about the patch 6.2 cutscene, which, you know, it was quite weird because Gul'dan's voice felt completely different. If you'd heard the previous cutscenes with Gul'dan in, and then this one, but apparently it's still the same actor. I believe it's Troy. Is it Troy? I believe it's Troy. It's still the same actor doing it, but he came across completely different, and that threw a lot of people. And just the cutscene itself was very, wow, you know, just there was nothing kind of really grand about it. They were upon the throne of Kil'jaeden. There was nobody there apart from Gul'dan, one demon, and I think a bound Grom. So that was all a bit weird. There seemed to be nothing in Tanaan jungle at all. And then we had the fell flame, the fell blood, the sludge. It's called fell sludge if you go into Tanaan and you step in it. Ripping apart Hellfire Citadel, their version of Hellfire Citadel. And yeah, it was a bit, nah. It was not really, I didn't really want to comment on that video because I don't want to, you know, it's just nah. It was just like, you know, what? It's a nah thing for a nah patch. But this one, considering this is most likely, not absolutely guaranteed, but most likely the final raid of this expansion. Whether or not there's more patches remains to be seen, but it does feel as if there is, because in the recent interview that Ian Hazzikostas did with, I want to say Paragon, I could be wrong, but I think it was Paragon, they said, is patch 6.2 going to be the final patch? And Ian didn't say yes or no. What he said was, though, there is more story to tell, or we still have plenty of story to tell. I'm sort of just paraphrasing what he said, which, you know, was quite depressing, really. I was really hoping Ian would just go, no, we're done. Is this the final patch? Yeah, we're done, aren't we? No one wants to stay, do they? No. Okay, we're done. But no, apparently there's more story to tell. So let's get into my thoughts for this cutscene then. Well, you know, from when we look back at previous cutscenes for final bosses and we look at, let's say, Lich King. Probably one of the best, if not the best, arguably the best cutscene ever in the World of Warcraft. The final cutscene from Arthur's defeat. Then we have the Dragon Soul one, which, regardless of whether or not you like the fight or not, is irrelevant, or whether or not you like the fact that Deathwing got turned into confetti after you'd manicured him is irrelevant. The cutscene itself was okay. It was alright, the way that the aspects came in and all that kind of jazz. That was alright, you know? Nothing spectacular, but alright. And then the Mists of Pandaria one, whether you agreed with the decision, I mean, I wanted Thrall just to squish Garrosh's head to pulp, but, you know, whatevs. He had to escape, otherwise we wouldn't have had this chestnut of an expansion. But, you know, the cutscene itself was still pretty cool, you know. Rin stopping Thrall from doing it, and then telling the Horde that if you don't buck the fuck up, we're going to come after you, which was, you know, pretty bolshy for the Alliance guys, and they reckon that the Alliance ended on a high because of that. Meh, pushing that one a bit. But it's still a good cutscene, and if you were an Alliance player, I reckon you got a bit of a buzz from that. And if you're a Horde player, maybe you felt a little bit like, ooh, I'm going to smack you, Rin. I'm going to smack you right round your frickin' chops, you nonce. Yeah, there could be some of that going on there. So yeah, maybe the Alliance did end that on a high. But it was a decent cutscene. This one, whoa. What happened? Nothing happens in it. It's just like, nah. Number one, it's nah. Number two, it makes no sense. Absolutely no sense whatsoever. Because it starts off okay. I think the starting bit is the best bit, where Archimond is banishing or knocking Gul'dan through to the Nether, or whatever he does. It's a bit weird. It's all kind of like, explosions, excitement, ah! It's a bit like that. So you don't quite know what's happened, but Gul'dan appears to be alive at the end of it. Wherever he's been banished, wherever he's been sent, he does appear to be alive. And then Archimond's corporeal body dies, but I don't think he's actually dead, is he? Because he's got to physically die in the Nether to be truly dead. Oh, it's something like that. It's all a bit wibbly wobbly, timey wimey, isn't it? And then we have the things which start to not make any sense. We have Durotan, which is fair enough, going, Gul'dan is defeated or whatever. And then we got Grom going, you know, Gul'dan's down, Draenor is saved! And everyone's like, yeah! And then, you know, who was the person that should have turned around and gone, oi, shut your fucking mouth, mate! We're cutting your head off now! Your head is off. Knocked him down to his knees, somebody got a big axe and fucking cut the twat's head off. That's how it should have gone down. Who the fuck is Grom? Who the fuck are you, Grom, to start barking out that Draenor saved? Let's just go through a few things that Gromosh Hellscream has done in Warlords of Draenor and leading up to it. Number one, he refused the Blood of Manaroth from Gul'dan, which you thought was a good move. And then, in refusing to do so, announced his plans to invade Azeroth. And then starts to construct the Dark Portal using Gul'dan, Terran Gorefiend, and Cho'Gall as power conduits for doing so. Not a very nice thing to do. He then invades Azeroth. Comes through the Dark Portal with his Iron Horde, invades Azeroth, takes over Netherguard Keep, burns it to a cinder, takes over the Alliance Horde base, but they keep that because, you know, Horde. And then he gets smashed back through the portal. His forces get forced back into the portal. And we then try and launch our offensive against the Iron Horde. So Grom responds by saying, I'm going to fuck you all up at the end of the Tanaan jungle cutscene when you're level 90. And then sends his Iron Horde and all his warlords after us throughout the course of the leveling up process and the raiding up process. Then, at the end of the Legendary quest line, up to the patch 6.1 ending, we have Gul'dan turning up to Gromosh saying that, your son's dead. And then he went, no, it's not my son. It's a potential son that I could have had, but this is an alternate timeline, so he's not actually my son at all, and no relation to me. Oh, don't get me fucking started on that. That's what he should have said, and shouldn't have gone all emo about, oh, Garrosh was my son. He wasn't. He's from a different timeline. He's not your son. He's fuck all to do with you. Get over it. But then he still doesn't regret at all about what he's done, and he goes on about my soldiers died in honor and all this kind of jazz. He still hates the dick offers. He don't give two shits. He still wants his plan to succeed. There is zilch, zero, nada redemption or any sort of redemption arc that this guy's trying to go on. Then Gul'dan captures him. Then, because Gul'dan captures him, it seems to be the Deus Ex Machina to turn him from bad to good. Oh, Gul'dan's captured him. Oh, he must be good now. Oh, he must be good. Because Gul'dan is naughty, but he's captured him. Ergo, must be good. He's not. He's a massive bellend. He's a massive bellend that has slaughtered thousands of people and been responsible for the death of thousands of people in Draenei and the people that he killed when he went through to Azeroth, and then the people that have died in the conflicts that have happened in Draenor itself when we've come through. Not a single solitary scrap of redemption. And then through Hellfire, we free him. He comes and helps us smack Archimond at the end, only because it really, if you think about it logically, serves his purpose anyway, and then turns around and tries to get a cheer off the crowd. I'm fucking ace, me! I'm fucking ace! No, you're not. You're a knob. We're cutting your head off. That's what should have happened. What the hell was that business with Grom? I don't know. There was no redemption arc whatsoever. It was just like, but I'm a good guy now. What the... Garrosh did less in Mists of Pandaria and was only prevented from having his skull caved in by Thrall by Varian Rin sticking his sword. Oof, sticking his sword where he shouldn't stick his sword. Sticking his sword in the way. That was the only thing that prevented Garrosh from having a tomato head squished to pieces. And yet we're just all, yay, touchy-feely, yay! And then after that bit, we just have a very emo kind of Khadgar and Yril taking themselves to one side, and Yril saying, "You don't look okay, what is up in it?" And that's my Draenei impression, what are you giving it? And then Khadgar's like, "Oh, Gul'dan and his demons aren't so easily defeated." And then she's like, "Well, if you ever need us, like, just give us a call. Give us a, I'll be in my fucking garrison bored off my tits." And then he's just like, "Oh, I'll see you later, Gator." And then turns into a crow and fucks off. It's just like, what? And that's the end of the cutscene. He's like, what? You just feel like there's going to be some sort of subtitle that came up to the end and went, "Yril returned to her garrison." Yril walked back to her garrison, bored off her tits. But it's just like, what the fuck ending is that? In what's possibly going to be the final raid, or probably going to be the final raid of this expansion. And due to the fact that they have completely mishandled this expansion, it's a mess. Let's just be honest here. This expansion is a fucking mess. The content is a mess. The whole flying debacle has been a mess. Tanaan is a freaking mess. The only thing that isn't a mess is the raiding. The raiding's been spot on. Highmoor was great. Blackrock was good fun. And Hellfire Citadel, I've experienced some of it, not all of it. But Hellfire Citadel, I imagine, is going to be no different, because what I saw of it was very good. Very good indeed. They don't tend to misstep when it comes to raiding. But this expansion is a fucking mess. So where can the story go? If Ian is correct and they have more story to tell in 6.3, dare I say 6.4? I doubt there'll be a 6.4. But let's just say there's a 6.3. And they're thinking, right, we've got to give fans Farallon. They are getting rabid. They are foaming at the mouths for Farallon. They're just going to fuck Farallon up with some crappy storyline then, probably, aren't they? It's kind of like just that moment where you really want them to turn around at BlizzCon and just go, there isn't going to be and an expansion announcement at this BlizzCon. We're just going to release it. Yes, it's available now. Go. And everyone goes... Dogs heard that. I swear to God, dogs heard that down the street. Or something along those kind of lines. And just got all dead excited like that. But, oh man, the storyline's been... The narrative in this expansion's been dreadful. Dreadful. Great while you're leveling. And then fell apart. No narrative at all when you hit top level, apart from garrison campaigns. And that is it. The storytelling and the narrative has been appalling. Where can this go? We've killed all the warlords, or we haven't killed the warlords we should have killed. There should be 2 warlords alive right now. Gul'dan in the Nether, and Durotan going, well, don't look at me, I ain't done shit wrong this X-Pack, so don't you ever go at me, mister. That's what we should have. All the others dead. Grom's head on a fucking pole shoved up Archimonde's asshole. That's how it should be right now. And then we should be carrying that out around Draenor as some sort of party mission. Yeah, so the cutscene was just meh. The storyline was like, what? Made no sense whatsoever. Hopefully Grom will trip down the stairs and break his neck on the way back to his garrison. I don't know. But it's not. It wasn't great, was it? I would be pretty pissed if I was a raider and I got to that. And then I experienced that and I was just like, that it? I went through this whole fucking raid for that? Are you kidding me? And you got Arthas there on his deathbed going, best cutscene ever. You know? Just nothing touching a cutscene like that. Nothing touching a cutscene like that. But there we go. Let me know what your thoughts and feelings are in the comments down below. Have you seen it? Did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? Did you think anything was completely out of place? Tell me your thoughts on Grom. I'd love to hear it all in the comments down below. And I hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel. Follow me on social media and Twitch for live streaming. Those links are in the description down below. And I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care, everybody. Bye-bye.